Hi, I'm Mrs. Nunez, an instructional para here at Kilmer Elementary. I'd like to show you a multiplication trick for the factors 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. It's a hand trick that you can use when multiplying either of those numbers together. But first, I recommend you go to my webpage and print off the piece of paper called Multiplication Hand Trick 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 before we get started. If you have printed out that worksheet, let's go ahead and begin. In this example, let's multiply 7 times 8. That's the same example being used on our worksheet. First, we need to assign our fingers a number. These are our 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. If I'm multiplying 7 times 8, I'm going to take my 7th finger on one hand, 6, 7, and touch it against my 8th finger on the other hand. 1, 6, 7, 8. So now my 7th and 8th finger are touching. The next part of this trick is to come up with our tens value. To do this, every finger touching and below have the value of 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So my answer will have 50 as part of it. The next part of the trick is to multiply the top fingers together. I have 1, 2, 3 fingers on this side and 1, 2 fingers on this side. If I multiply 3 times 2, that equals 6. So my answer then is the 50 tens I have plus the 6. So my answer is 56 when multiplying 7 times 8. Let's do another example. Let's multiply 8 times 8. I'm going to keep the same values with my finger, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. If I take my 8th finger from this side, 6, 7, 8, and multiply it against the 8 over here, 6, 7, 8, I would put those two fingers together. So my two 8s are now touching each other. Remember, the fingers that are at the bottom, touching and at the bottom have the value 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. My 10s place now have the value of 60. Now I'm going to multiply my numbers on top together. 1, 2 times 1, 2, because I have 2 fingers on each of the hands that are above my touching fingers. 2 times 2 is 4. So 60 plus 4 would be 64. 8 times 8 is 64. In the next example, I want to multiply 6 times 7. For this example, the thumbs on top will be my 6s. So 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. The same finger on the opposite hand still has the same number value. So now that these are my 6s, and if I multiply 6 times 7, I'm going to take my 6th finger on this hand and multiply it or touch it against the 7th finger on this hand. So 6 is now touching 6, 7. My 6th finger is now touching my 7th value finger. The same rule still applies. The fingers, except now it would be the top of the screen. So my fingers that are touching and the finger above it now have the value of 10. So 10, 20, 30, 30 tens, or 3 tens, excuse me. Now I'm going to multiply the fingers on the bottom. I have 3 fingers on this side and 4 fingers on this side. 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to add those two answers together. 30 plus 12 is 42. So my answer of 6 times 7 is 42. I hope you found these tips helpful. I invite you to look at other videos as well as printing out the files that are on my page.